from Ichiban Painting. So today I wanted to do part 2 of the tutorial. I actually filmed something yesterday, but I was really not happy with what I was filming, and I can't paint with the camera and show you guys really well how I do it. And at the same time, you know, pretty sure if you're watching this video, you already know how to paint. So I'm just gonna explain to you the steps, how I build up my miniature after I'm done with the base coating. So video part 1 was the base coating. Now we're gonna go in and talk about like the other detail. So basically that's the miniature. I'm not a big fan of washes, just so you know. Like, so I don't do wash on the miniature. I don't really like it. I do wash on certain areas like golds or detailing, or like, you know, in the holes here I'm gonna do wash inside there, but I'm never gonna dab the whole miniature into wash or paint it all with wash. I'm really not a fan of that. What I do is I like to work my shadows and whatnot myself with my paint. I think it takes a little bit more skills to do that than just, you know, put miniature in the wash, and wash never makes it really natural looking. You know, some areas is going to be good, like I said, in recesses here, or some different I don't know, different places where I can use wash, but normally I don't. So basically, first thing I want to talk about is, you know, I did in the video 1 how I do my my base coat and the dry brush. Then after, my next step is I'm gonna build my colors. So normally I do all the non-metallic colors first. So I don't do silvers and golds. I do all the other colors on the miniature, and then after that, when that is done, I do a clear coat of a flat clear coat. I do it 2 times, 2 coats of flat coating. And then after that, once that is done, I go in to do my golds. So basically what a miniature is going to look like is going to look like this. So it's not 100% finished, this one, but normally I'll do all my, I still have colors to do in the back and stuff like that. But normally I'll finish my miniature looking like this. And all the areas that are going to have golds or silvers are going to be made like this, beastie brown or gray or black, depending on what silver I'm going to be or what color I want to go in. So layering my paint, right? But I use, the first step, it's always to use the paint that are not metallic. Then I spray my spray on it, and then I leave it drying for 24 hours or 1 day. Then when that is done, then I go in and I do my golds and my silvers. Because why? Because if you shoot a, you know, a model with a flat clear coat on top of gold and silvers, it's not going to look as nice as if you don't. As basically as that. So how do I make my golds? Basically the way I work in, I start with, like I said, first layer is beastie brown. Then after that I go in and I do a really light and diluted, like almost kind of wash of bright bronze. Okay. Then so it's gonna go in the recesses and not cover that much, but it's gonna do a nice base, nice darker goldy tone to it. Then I go in with my glorious gold, and that I do it more like a dry brush. It's not a dry brush, but I go in more like a dry brush. So I'm just gonna try to get a little bit more in, but I don't want it to go too much in the recesses because I want the bright bronze to still be there. Then after that I use Badab black wash from Citadel. Then I use it on the areas to make the recess a little bit more darker and make it pop more. And at the end I finish just to do a light dry, it's not dry brush, but I just want to hit the edges of my gold and the tops. Like for example, if we're talking about this miniature here, I hit, you know, the top of, because it's a curve, right? So I hit the top here with this glorious gold, polished gold, just to make it look nicer and pop more and highlight it. I don't like to highlight my golds with silver. I mean in a lot of tutorials they say to do that. I don't like it. I don't think it looks nice, because I go always for a more old look, you know, older looking gold than most tutorial teach. So that's my personal taste. So that's how I achieve my golds. I'm gonna try to do a tutorial talking about golds later, maybe today or next week. just showing you how to do it from point A to point B. If I'm doing just a small tutorial on doing only one thing, it's easier for me to film it compared to doing a tutorial on how to paint a whole miniature. One thing I want to talk about quickly, as you can see, you know, I use Vallejo colors. I started to use P3 not long ago, but I really like P3. They're really good paints. I hate the pots though, but I like dropper bottles. But anyway, it's not that big of a deal. But one thing I want to talk about is the washes. Vallejo wash are terrible. I personally really don't like them. If they pool too much, they actually, what they do is they dry it up, and they dry it up like dusty gray looking. And from the normal clear coat I use, the flat clear coat I use, with the Vallejo wash, when you spray it on top of it, it actually turns the miniature gray, almost all gray. I have a couple of models that I do test on and stuff like that. Don't look at the paint job, it's horrible. But actually this one I washed the whole miniature on, and then I sprayed it, and you see what it happened. The wash has crazy reaction with the clear coat, so I would definitely not recommend the Vallejo wash. I use Citadel wash. They're really good, the consistency is good, and they have really good effects. So I don't know about the new paints, but I have a bunch of old wash, and I just received new ones, so I'll try the new ones when they come out. But little quick note on there. Then talking about the scrolls, this guy doesn't have a lot of scrolls, but if we take in this one, the purity seals and the scrolls, the way I make those is I use some Beastie Brown, which is my first layer. Then after that I go in with bleach bone or bone white for game colors, and then I go in with highlights of whites. That's how I work in for my my purity scrolls. No washes on those, just working my shadows and my highlights myself. Then going on the reds, what I use for the seal, I use base coat, black base coat. Then I go in with glory red. Then I go in with bloody red for the highlights on the contours of the seal. And I like to finish off my my seals with using gloss varnish at the end. I think, you know, because seals are, you know, kind of like waxy things that are sealed on, so I like to make it look a little bit glossy. So normally I use this. So basically that's pretty much all the, you know, the important things to remember. Try to remember to layer your paints. It's really important to have those layers, you know, because first of all, it's going to help you save paint when you're painting. And at the same time, also it's gonna make the effect and transition smoother and stuff. So really, you know, try to work with that and try those techniques if you're not already doing it. For the purity seal script, I use Copy Molitor 0.02 pencil. Really small pencil. You can not even see the tip of it on the camera. And it's a paint pencil, so it doesn't go out. I don't know if it's available in you know, UK, Canada, or other markets, but this one is I think it's a Japanese company, but it's really great. The only problem is they only do two colors. They do black and gray. That's it. But really cool marker. Gives you a little bit more rigidity because it's the tip is rigid, so it's easier to make nicer scripture instead of doing it freehands with a really small pencil. Not pencil, but a really small brush. So that's the other thing that I use to do my my miniature. For bases, I like to use this one is from a guy called Foundations of War. I like to use resin bases, but sometimes when I do normal, like these ones, I did it normal. I use I covered it in the previous video where I was talking about bases. I use Tamiya diorama effect, which is like a sort of texture paste that you put in, and I think it looks nice instead of putting sand and stuff like that. Sometimes I use sand and PVC glue on some bases, but depends on the situation. I think that looks more like dirt when it's painted than just sand. So basically that's it. I hope you like the video. I know it's not the best one out there, but you know, I'm still new in the, I'm not new at painting, but I'm new in the doing videos and tutorials and stuff. Soon I'll be working about another video I want to do, like a kind of self-interview and talking a little bit more about commission painting. I think it would be great because there's a lot of people that are thinking about starting to do commission painting, and I actually encourage anybody to do it. You know, it's really fun, challenges you, gives you opportunity to paint some things that maybe you would not paint normally, except for me, I'm stuck doing Ultramarines, but it's alright. There's many things that, you know, a lot of people don't think about, and I think it would be really important to, you know, take a little bit of time to talk about it. I'm working with some people that are doing Warhammer and Wargaming podcast right now to maybe do an interview with them, but I want to do a video also talking about a couple of things like that. So I really hope you enjoyed it. Subscribe, like the video, really helps me, and I'll see you in the next video. Hope you guys like it. I'm really sorry if it sucked. Bye.